Just hit the go live. All righty.
Yo, 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 yo.
Let's get it. Let's go. Welcome,
Let's go.
QT fam. Welcome back to your let me do that again. Welcome back to another Takeover Tuesday. Your favorite guilty pleasure with your two favorite queens of the Queens Takeover Podcast. We are your host.
I am Sierra at Mrs. Pleasant TV on all social media and also at Chosen to Move. And my lovely co-host is
Johnson at Coach Nick, the Overcomer, on most social media. You can also find me at Dearly Becoming. Now, she mentioned it real fast. I'm gonna say it again. She's chosen to move on your social media platform, and you can also find me at Dearly Becoming. Sierra,
hi.
Are we on our Facebook page, darling? Are we there?
You know what? Get on my job. Get on my job.
Oh, it's like a joke sometimes. It makes me wonder how I can come under.
We both tried it.
We did. We started too, but we tried it. Oh gosh, when you guys come in, please say something so we can say something back. Take a moment. Go ahead and share this. We have a goal today. What's our goal number today? Sierra, what's our goal number today?
What's the goal number?
15 shares. How about that?
Okay. I was going for okay. I like that number. That's a nice number.
What number we gonna go for?
I was gonna say 12, but I like 15 better.
Okay.
See?
Y'all make sure you follow us everywhere on all social media platforms at the Queens Takeover Podcast. Have you all followed us on YouTube? Are y'all YouTube subscribers?
Or TikTok?
Are they? Y'all following us on TikTok?
I hope so.
On that great.
We caught up over there too.
Huh? Say again. Say again. What did you say?
I said we cuts up over there too.
That we do. Hey, sissy, girl, my sister called me earlier. The nap I was in was so good and deep. I don't even know if I said a word to her. I just know she called because I saw her name on my phone when I woke up. That is sad. She could have made me promise her $1 million. I'd have probably said yes. I don't even know. With that being said, Sierra, how has your week been going?
It is going well. It's been a slow progress of this week, but I'm thankful that I have a little bit of wiggle room in my schedule, if you will.
Y'all tell me if it's on my end, but when Sierra talks, she sounds a little bit muffled. Is it just on my end? Do I sound muffled to you, Sierra?
I think what's happening is it's no, it's double. It's doubling. Let me.
While we get our lives together back here, I'm gonna hit y'all with this real quick.
Talk to me honestly. Look in my eyes. Don't let it fall on me. Say you're a good guy. Make me believe it. Don't wanna hear it. I wanna see it. See how. Rewind. When we rewind, feels so nice. We time.
All righty, let's say hi to the fam. What's up, King James? Welcome. A big shout out to James during his Monday night table talk yesterday. He gave so much love to the Queens Takeover. He always does, but he gave so much love to the Queens Takeover last night. Thank you so much, King. You are forever promoting. Like, we got to put you on payroll or something. And we appreciate you truly. Yeah. What's up, Queen? I mean, it's giving Nubian. Okay. Oh, your mom says she can't hear anything.
She might have to go out and come back in.
Are you all able to hear us? Can everybody else hear? Here is one of the, just because of Jane's promotion last night. This queen is joining us, and I want to say your name right. Is it Kura Pie? She and I was all up in the comments on this table talk last night. You said you were going to join, and you did, and we appreciate you so very much. Thank you, thank you. Y'all drop a crown down in the audience for our newest family member. She says she can also hear us. Keisha says she can hear us. Anissa says she can hear us. Hey, baby. Let's see. Hey, Kim. How you doing, Queen? Welcome back. So, okay, everybody can hear us.
Yeah.
So, Mama Martha, you may have to go out and come back in. See. It's
that hum was too strong.
She was giving some No Limit Soldier. It is that time of the month to have our R&R with Sierra. All right.
We in the building. We in the building. Welcome, my lovely people. So R&R with me today.
Hey,
as the title says, the R's will change, but the love is the same. So today what we're diving in is righteous relationships. And what made me think about this is church relationships. What I've noticed, and I did some research on this, 48% of people who are church-going people who love the Lord say they have somewhat good relationships with people from church. But the rest of the 52%, no, 42%, 52%, make sure I did the math right, 52%, they don't. And I find it to be odd. I would thought it would have been at least 75% and closer to 80%, because we love the Lord, right? And you would think that relationships would be a little bit more easier because of that love that we have as a cohesive unit and organization and organism as a church, but we don't. And one thing I'm noticing is that a lot of people are falling away from the faith because they don't feel that they have a good relationship with the church or the people in it. And so what I want to talk about today is how do we have true righteous relationships with one another and cultivate them so that we have that support that we need in the church, that we have those friendships that we need and we benefit from that help us as a community. Because I know if it wasn't for my community of people that believe the way I believe, it would be hard to live this life out and stay committed and be accountable of my actions day in and day out. So I want to ask the QT family. So Nikki, okay, bada bing, bada boom, bada bing, bada boom. I want to ask the QT family, how many good righteous relationships do you really have, and or don't have? I should ask. How do y'all feel about that? It's okay, Nikki.
My just fell apart. And my laptop, thank you, Lord, I caught it with my knee. So I'm going to let you answer the question first. I got to grab this so my laptop doesn't break. Won't he do it?
Won't he do it?
It was the dramatic crash. Did y'all hear that part? That was so dramatic. It was the dramatic crash.
And then it went too.
But I love how you just kept talking. He was like, okay, so.
Oh, keep it up.
It was a whole dramatic crash. Go ahead, baby.
Okay. So I want to also say this, and before I give my answer, is a righteous relationship is one that is marked by justice, kindness, and humility. In the Bible, the word righteousness is often used to refer to relationship or right relationship. So in that same breath, do I have righteous relationships? I do now. I would say in the past, when I was growing up as a kid, as a teenager, even through my college years, I didn't have as many righteous relationships as I thought I should have, or could have benefited from to help me grow. And so for me now, I do, and I benefit from them immensely, because whereas you have this dynamic of people correcting you, but they correct you in love, they correct you with compassion, but they also are there to not beat you up when you fall. I had a young lady tell me, she's like, she felt like she was falling short. She wasn't sticking to what her commitment was to God. And I told her, I said, he loves you, he forgives you. And she said to me the most choking thing, and she's, I think, 30 something years old, 32, 35. She said, out of all the Christian people I've ever encountered and all the churches I've been to, you're the first person to not condemn me, judge me, and belittle me. And I was like gasping for air, like, huh? Like really, really? She's like really? Like if I was to tell somebody what I told you, I would have gotten I would have felt less than. And it kept, she said, over the years, it's kept me away from the church because of that reason. And I go, wow. And that's what made me recognize like how important our righteous relationships are, and how do you, we all want to be loved, we all want to be accepted, but do you give that away in equal manner, if that makes sense? Want to be loved, you got to give love. If you want to be comforted, you got to be a comfort to someone. And so the church as an organism, we shouldn't just take from it, we should also be giving to it, and giving to the people that's there that create the church. And so that's why I wanted to ask this question, because I find a lot of my cohorts or friends or people that I know, they're like, yeah, I got friends outside the church, but I go to church just for church and I'm gone. And they don't fellowship, they're not discipled. And we need so much more of that in the church, but it's not happening because people don't feel accepted, they don't feel loved, they don't feel seen, they don't feel safe, and they sure don't feel secure. So that is why I brought this up. But I do have them, I do benefit from them, and I see the importance of them now.
So thank y'all for giving me it.
You got it together.
The way I'm gonna laugh about this later, you don't even understand. Let's see what the comments are saying, and then I'll give you my thoughts.
Yeah.
Folk don't know how to connect with people of the church. People are people, and their personalities, as usual, will click or not. I find out that going to church, people are not different from any other person. Well, with the offering plate, we're going to send you.
Serve it up.
You want to hit that one?
As far as righteous relationships, I need more of them. The thing is, I thought some relationships were righteous in my younger days, only to discover some people only appear to be righteous. And I would like to ask this question: what does that mean? Like righteousness? I think that's a real important part of the conversation. Is what does that mean for ourselves outside of just relationships? What does being righteous mean?
Well, I want to answer your first question first. And hi, Ashley. Welcome, Queen. Am I crooked? See,
you good?
Okay.
You good.
The first question you were asking, I think it will be expectations. We have expectations in the church of one another that we can't put on people outside of the church. I don't care if they are Christian, they're outside of your, oh Lord, I am crooked. They're outside of your church culture. Right. So they may do things differently. Sometimes they may believe a little different. You got all these different denominations of the same faith, but they may be teaching something different, but your expectations, you're setting them on someone else. So that means you're going to set yourself up for disappointment. But then you also set them up to be disappointed by you, because you come with these already set rules and regulations of how you think things are supposed to go, how they're supposed to be said. Oh, y'all don't fast every Wednesday. Like, we got these expectations that we need to stop. The other thing would be fear. I fear if I am in any type of communication or connection with somebody outside of the nuclear of this church, or outside of church because they're not Christian, I fear that I'm going to fall in some way. But my question would be, and I'm not saying if you struggle in an area, go hang with people struggling in an area too. All y'all might fall. So I'm not saying that, unless y'all all in counseling. What I'm saying is, if we as Christians are not in any way, shape, form, or fashion communicating with people outside of the church, when do they ever hear about God?
Mm-hmm.
When will they ever see God at work? When will they ever see what it's like to live for Christ? Because you don't know parts of them. So I think relationships outside of the cliques we have in our churches, outside of the nucleus of our church congregation, are very, very important. That's how the church grows.
Mm-hmm.
Only communicating with the people we sit on the pew with, the kingdom is not going to grow. Because more than likely, is your pew going out to minister on the street? Is your pew going out to feed the poor? Is your pew going out to go visit people in the hospitals and pray for them? Like, you gotta go beyond the pew. You gotta go beyond from the pulpit to the back of that church door. Those are my thoughts. Those are my opinions. All right, Q Team fam. Let me make sure we're still good. You all chime in. Now you asked another question about righteousness.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I asked that question to ask, what is righteousness for our individual selves? Because before we can be relatable and have a relationship with people, we have to understand what righteousness is for us as believers. So what would you say that is? What does it look like?
What would you say?
I want to give the definition, but what I thought of before I looked it up was someone. This is what I was thinking about. I think we've talked about this before, Nikki, but like we're all going through something in life, right? But you have that one or two people, maybe three people, a group of people that you confide into, and you say, you know what, I'm dealing with this, and you talk to them with all of the hurt and pain that you have in hopes that they don't go tell your business.
Right.
That they cover you, that they pray for you, that they fasten for you, that they're, hey, if you gotta, just like yesterday, I was listening to Jackie Hill Perry and Megan Ashley, and Megan Ashley said, now y'all know Jackie Hill, right? And she basically was saying, I have a child who has special needs. And when she realized my child really has special needs, she went and bought a book to learn. And I looked at William and I just started crying because I was like, that's the type of friend, a friend I would like to be to anybody. But a lot of people don't have that understanding of what righteousness means. It's standing upright. It's being kind. It's being accountable. It's loving people beyond their pain. It's not judging them when they make a mistake. It's holding them up when they do make a mistake and helping them get through that. You know what I mean? So it's so many layers to it for me. Before I looked up the definition, that I was like, let me go look up the definition, because I'm like, am I thinking about this right? So what say you, Nikki?
So, okay, if I take away the righteous part, finding
Yes.
a friend that's right for me would be a little bit different.
Okay.
I've had some friends who have held me down in a season. We didn't really necessarily believe the same things, not all the way.
Right.
This particular person has some church hurt, and they were hurt. So our conversations were not a lot about Christianity and church stuff as much as it may have been about God. When they had questions about God, or if they were going through something and we would talk, I talked to them about God. I prayed with them. And I think that's a little bit different when you're separating who God is to you in your life, and then you're talking about church stuff, right? But that person, in spite of where they were in their faith, was a faithful friend for that season. When you're bringing up the word righteous, I can know somebody that I go to church with that is righteous. They still may not be the right friend for me. So am I going to confide in them? No. Learn, you got to be mindful of who you confide in, and very mindful of who you're naked and vulnerable in front of. You can't do that in front of everybody. You would think that you could, because y'all do all go to church together. So that would be my answer to that one. I hope I answered your question.
California. You did, but I love how you said, "Are they right for me?" And that's a good point. Righteousness is the quality of being morally correct and justable, or doing the right thing. Hence, you said right for me. It can also be described as a way of life that shows a strong concern for ethics and morals. And I think that's the part where I was talking about with yourself, within yourself, is are you that person who someone can confide in, if you're not going to go blab their business? Are you going to fast and pray for them? Are you going to cover them? And that's the part that I was concerned about in saying a righteous relationship. So I'm saying all this to say is, how do we create and cultivate better relationships within the church, as we're developing ourselves? How do we do that? Because it has to be better for us to grow for the kingdom to grow, and for people to feel really seen, safe, and secure when they come into the church.
James said there's also integrity and self-accountability and righteousness.
Yes.
The last thing I want to say off of what you just said, for me personally, I think we as people of God have to be careful with how we treat people when they come into the church. We're going to have an influx of people coming into the kingdom now. And they're not going to come in looking like we look. They're not coming in polished, and they're not coming in three-piece breast, three-piece breast suit, however you say that. They're not coming with that. They're not coming with the church lingo and the vocabulary that we speak. They're coming real raw off the street with real life and real problems.
Yep.
My concern for me, and my concern for us as the body, is how we receive and how we treat them. And their righteousness is not my business. My righteousness is my business.
Yes.
And how I come at them and how I present God in the gospel and love, and all those things that I'm supposed to be doing, that's super important.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, somebody coming in wanting to be loved, wanting to find their tribe, if they come in and they feel isolated, they feel ostracized, they feel really judged, nobody want to talk to them because they're dirty, people are talking about them. You tell one sister or one brother something, the next thing you know, 2 and 3 people know, those things, and then they end up leaving. That right there is a concern for me. Necessarily go sit down at 54th Street and eat. Shout out to 54th Street, I like their salads. But but what I would like to hope is that my love is so great and my arms are open that I can invite you, and I don't need to invite you with a permit because I'm going to save you and clean you up. No, I just want to love on you. Can I be here for you? And how can I serve you?
Amen. Thank you, Nikki. You wrapped that with a bow. I want to say this. James says, and see that it is what I mean by self-examination, checking our character before the new converts come in. Yes. Cura. Am I saying her name right? Cura?
Queen Pie.
Okay. Queen Pie. If you are a new coming into the church season, church people need to show compassion. Saved people tend to lack that because church members look at how new members dress and act and immediately judge.
Exactly.
And new members will leave. Exactly.
And if we take away the mentality, if we take away the mentality of my church, this is my church, this is how we dress at my church. It's not your church, it is God's house. We are all his church, and they may not dress the way we dress, but their heart might be purer than ours.
Hey,
I'm done for real that time. Go sing.
Hey, yeah,
That part.
She said it and she dropped the mic and she walked away. She shoots and she scores. Okay. She talk about it, be about it. Talk about it, be about it.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna end this by let me pull it up real quick. With this this definition. Righteous relationships include treating others with respect and kindness, accepting others, help others feel less stressed, build up and promote unity, avoid actions, words, or thoughts that break relationships, live with moral excellence, obey authorities, and love others purely. I'm going to have you guys look up Psalms 15, 1 through 5, the whole chapter. And in there, it talks about how the church uh, encourages us to think about how we as individuals and families and communities are invited to live in God's presence with joy and integrity. I hope that encourages you guys to think about that when you have new people coming into your church or into your influence, either on Instagram, Facebook, anywhere you are God's children. You are the kingdom. Represent the kingdom well. Don't be so easy to judge people, but be easy to love them, not judge them. We don't save them. Jesus does. We're just supposed to be a representation and the light of the earth and the salt of the earth. So I just want to leave you guys with that. Thank y'all so much for R&R with me.
Put this down in the comments. I'm going to love them the way God loved me, because I don't know y'all, but God did not beat me down over the head.
Come on.
I said I was going to quit. We're going to move on. Tell them that scripture again and put it down in the comments. And I'll put it on the screen. All right.
Gotcha.
Okay. Thank you.
Psalm 15, 1 through 5.
All right. And I'll put up on the screen. Women, let's talk. Let's talk, queens. Is ambition hurting our relationships? Is ambition hurting our relationships? Are you on that ladder to success? You climbing that bad boy, like you way up there, but you forgetting to love people down here. Oh, that part. I want the kings to chime in, because you all are in relationship with us. Are you feeling a bit neglected, left out? Do you feel like maybe your ladies more focused and been on success than cultivating a relationship with you? Have we become so focused on our hustle that love is taking a back seat? And then we're going to talk about what happens when ambition challenges traditional relationship dynamics. So let's start with the first part of the question. Oh, looks like we got some comments. Telex. I'm going to start this too. That way people can see it better. Y'all go ahead and screenshot or write that down. All right, so let's start with this first part of the question. Kings, please chime in. Queens, want to hear from y'all too. See, let's start with the first part. Do you think we've become so focused on the hustle that love might be taking a back seat? What say you?
I would say yes. As I was watching Insecure this past weekend, this is when I saw this question. That's when I was like, oh, this is it. I think we have been groomed to be so independent that we run after the bag or the career or the next ladder more than we appreciate and admire relationship, especially with one another at that. Black women to Black women, because we are so hungry for that ambition, we forget about the simple things in lives. And there's always a movie that you see the Black girl at home eating ice cream by herself, right? After she didn't work a full day, don't have nobody to call and talk to because she's so independent. So I would say the question is, yeah, I do believe that's a fact.
I love that picture you just gave us in our head. And I do hate that it's always successful Black woman. She's at home eating ice cream or eating popcorn with some wine. And she herself. And that is a reality for some people. It does go down like that. I want to give a
camera.
It ain't even the camera's fault. It's my makeshift table since my other one broke. I want to give a different analogy and picture for us. What about the women who are chasing success because they are so tired of struggling and failing that right now it's just about making it. It's about building, right? Either their business, getting their money up, trying to go to school and work, trying to take care of their kids because they're in a place where they're tired of struggling. Even in relationships, you get tired of going through getting to know somebody and getting your heart into it, and then you get your heart broke. So you like, I'm on a love simpatico right now. I just want to focus on coming up and getting me together. What do you think about those people? And I'm still waiting to hear from our QT fam. I want the Kings to chime in as well. What do you think about that? Oh, wait a minute. Well, hold on. To be honest, I find the ambition challenging and refreshing. The hustle brings a go-get-it atmosphere to the relationship that challenges me as a man to do more and be more. I love that perspective.
Mm-hmm.
I love that perspective because if we're going to be honest, King, some men don't take that as a to become better. They take it as the woman is challenging them. You're going to be the man. You're going to let me be the man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so I love your perspective on it. All righty. Go ahead, see. My mind went so blank. Go ahead.
You good? The second part of your question, I think it's a time and a season for things. And I think there is a season where you've been struggling for so long that you got to get it. I hope that your group of friends or friend that you have, you communicate that to them. That in this season, I really ain't gonna have no time to go here and do that with you. I gotta get this so that my future can be better, or I gotta learn this. Perfect example: when we go to college or when we get a new job, you gotta be in that zone, right? You gotta make sure you get it so that you get to the next level. But I hope your friends have grace enough for you. You know what I mean in that season, because and I think that goes for men and women. You focus. You got to get it done. You zone it out, But can it be a detriment to your relationships? Yeah, if it's not communicated well and if the person's not receiving it from a good place.
I love that. It will be about communication, and don't grow cold-hearted in your hustle.
That part.
Hopefully your friends will understand, because your friends sometimes get used to you being at their disposal. And you might have some friends that feel like, okay, what's wrong with where we are right now?
Right.
Because on the one hand, James said it makes him hustle more. But on the other hand, you might have somebody in your life that it makes them look at themselves and they don't like that. So they want you to stop so they can stop looking at themselves, and you need to quit shining a little bit, because you're shining that light on some imperfections. I'm not trying to do all that. I know that the tendency to get so focused and so work mode and work minded, you can be that focused and forget that you need a life for yourself, or other words, balance. Trying to find balance can be scary, because you've been unbalanced and you've been a party girl, or you've been an unfocused girly, and all of a sudden you get focused. You don't want to lose where you're going. So in a little bit, and I go spend a little time with my friend, am I going to fall off? Am I going to get distracted?
Right.
They stay prayerful, but make sure you stay balanced, because in the end, you don't want to be so focused and working so hard that you burn out quickly. And then you start resenting even your own success. A lot of people they're to the top and they're successful, but there's nobody up there to share it with. I mean, unless that's what you want for your life, is nothing as far as relationships with others, then do that. But otherwise, I would say just be mindful that find a way to get that balance, get your time in. When it comes to love, it can't be scary as a single woman who's working super hard right now. I'm talking about myself, to build and to have and to get a lot of stuff up and going, to say that at this point, after the last heartbreak that I went through, do I want to set time aside for that? Because it takes, I'm not going to lie, it's a lot of energy getting to know somebody all over again. It's a lot of energy. Right now, that's not where I am, but I'm staying open to what God wants for me. I would say I'd rather just wait, but I don't know what God's plans are. So because I'm staying open, I'm also staying prayerful. Do I lie and say it's not scary? It is very scary to know that one day I might meet somebody that may take time away from what I'm used to devoting time to. But I know God will lead me in those areas. And I'm speaking to all of my singles right now that may be feeling like that. I know a
Mhm.
lot of us like, I ain't got time for love. Well, you do.
You
You have
do.
to it. But is that the real reason? Is a certain level of fear? That's what I
Mhm.
hey King. That's what I would like to throw out there for us single girls. Hey there. Um okay, I don't know where that message just went. Um what are your thoughts on that to the married women, Sierra?
Um, hmm, that's a whole. Okay. I'm gonna go there. Look, I was like, am I gonna go there? I'm gonna go there. You could be so ambitious that once you get the husband and once you get the kids, that you zone in so hard that you forget about your friends, you forget about other things that are as important to you. How do you balance that? I love how you said, even though you're ambitious and you want these things and you desire them, don't forget about the balance that you need in life. And I think when you find that you're so consumed by one thing or something, you have to check yourself and go, is this okay for me? Am I okay with this? Am I, and if I'm okay with it, how do I communicate that to others to ensure that they don't feel left out, that they don't feel like they're still a part of my life? I think it's really important to be careful when you are pursuing things, and make sure you find some balance, because balance is important for you to exist and continue to grow. And like you said, you don't really resent once you get there and you have nobody there to share it with.
I would like to ask you, as a wife,
Yeah.
what would you say to married women who they started the marriage off with an agreement with their husband that they were going to be the stay at home, or she was only going to work part time, or whatever it is, and he's been used to that for the last 10 years. One day she says, I want to go to school. I want to start a business. I want to do whatever, which causes more of her time to be spent on that. And he's in disagreement with it. He's not in agreement with that
Mm,
because he feels like it's going to take too much away from the home, the family, from him. What would you
mm.
say?
Um, that's a hard one, because it just depends on how. If it's an understanding in the beginning that we both are going to be changing, we both are going to be developing in this relationship, in this marriage, um, and you both love one another, you want the other person to feel secure. So finding a balance, I would say, would be super important um, in a marriage. Of like, we started off this way, but I think I want to go to school, or I think I want to get a job. And they're like, well, that wasn't what we discussed in the beginning. And now we're like, well, what do we do now? How do we make this transition? I also would say for the wife to have thought this out before bringing it to her husband, because if it's just a thought, it's a fleeting thought. But if
Mhm.
you've really done the research and shown the reasons why, one, and then two, how is it going to happen? How will you still be able to be? Because if the reason why you decided to stay home was to be the caretaker of the home and the kids, you got to find, how can we balance this out to make it easier for your husband to be more accepting of it, if you will, if he's having a difficult time accepting it. And then schedule it out, do all that hard grunt work that's necessary to ensure that he feels secure in the relationship about what you guys have discussed in the beginning, but what's changing now. So I think that reassurance is so important um, of when you're transitioning. Yeah.
I would like to say to the kings that may be experiencing that, what a wife does for the children when they're young is different than when they start getting in middle school. They
Mhm.
hit age 10 when they could do a lot of things for themselves.
Themselves.
So
Mhm.
her need to be there more hands on is different. Those needs change. Her need to be there when they're in middle school is different from once they hit high school. So that growth, that elevation, That
Mm-hmm.
evolution has to happen
Mm-hmm.
too. Um, promises and agreements are made when you're at a stage of life, but life changes, and I think we forget that. It's a beautiful scenario to say, I want you to stay home and
Mm-hmm.
raise children, and she's in agreement with it because she wants to. What happens when things change? It's
Mm-hmm.
not against you. I don't want to be here with you and the kids anymore. It's I need more fulfillment in my life, and I'm changing, and I have
Right.
different wants and needs now. Being
Right.
able to communicate those wants and needs and assuring him that it has nothing to do with my love for you, my
Right.
desire to take care of the family. I'm growing and I'm changing.
Right.
That's important. And my prayer, my advice will be pray for sure that
Most
God
definitely.
first. But my prayer would also be that kings, you guys would open up your understanding. Open up your understanding, because I know some men, it can be 25 years of the same thing. I'm good with it. I'm good with that. You know, you changing up some stuff. You know what I mean? And that may be scary for them. And that's something for the women to think about. It may be a fearful thing for them to think that they may lose you, or the
Mm-hmm.
you that they've gotten so grown
Used
accustomed to.
to. Mm-hmm.
And so it may require a couple of really good, deep, heart to heart, come to Jesus conversations, but be willing to have them on both sides and just be completely honest.
Yeah.
Got an amen, Sierra from Ashley.
Mm-hmm.
She also says she lost her ambition for herself while she was married. She says, I'm compelled many times. I'm sorry. I completed many things, but it was for everyone else and not myself. So losing my ambition because I didn't have balance, and we lost connection and communication in the marriage. Thank you for sharing that. Tasha says, right, because each year as individuals change, we have to keep communication and understanding on the table. Sometimes the tables turn. I love the way you flip that thing. It's on the table, but the table done turned.
Mm-hmm.
All righty, love that.
It's almost like I was thinking when you were talking, I was like, like one person might be more athletic than the other person, right? And they say, you know what, I wanna go do another triathlon. And they're working out like crazy and they're doing all this stuff. Like, but are you still caring about me? Are you still looking out for that's something simple? That's I'm not gonna say simple, but it's not as drastic of a change, but it's still a change. You're used
Hmm.
to the person being there, you're used to them being at home. You listen to, you're used to that your regular schedule. But now
Yeah.
it's gonna change because you're training, you're doing something that wasn't agreed upon. I do, right? But you're developing as a person. So I think if we think of these things a little bit less as so extreme, as more as my person that I love is developing into this great human being, and they need something else to fulfill their growth, right? As they're living, and see it as that. Don't see it as something that is being pulled from you, but something that's growing your relationship and making it more of a garden versus just one flower.
Um, I wish we include, and maybe when I get married again, I'm gonna have to pastor include this in my vows. I will allow my spouse to grow.
Hello.
You know what I'm saying? I'm serious. I'm
Yeah.
real talk. Man wrote vows. I ain't never
Yeah.
in the Bible the way we do them, but I think I'm gonna have the pastor say that in the vows. We're gonna have some real good conversations about that in our pre-talks of marriage, because I want to be held accountable that I said in my vow maybe I should take the word allow out. I'm gonna be supportive of my
Okay.
spouse's growth, need to grow. And I want them to be held accountable to those same words too.
Yeah.
Because growth can be scary if you're used to everything being you almost I can count and rely on what I'm used to. Even if you're unreliable, I can rely on your unreliability.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, you know, but what happens like 15 years into the marriage and your person just wants to be somebody different? Do I stifle that and make them unhappy? And eventually this marriage comes to ruin because you were so unhappy, you felt so stifled, and you couldn't grow.
Mhm.
And it is like binding someone's, I think it's in Japan. Is it China or Japan? Somebody tell me down in the comments. Hey, Auntie Teresa, where that country where the women bind their feet so their feet they can stay small and dainty. They don't grow. That's
Right.
how we can do some people in relationships sometimes. You do not want them to grow. You don't want them outgrowing you so they can't have too many new friends and you
I sipped my tea on that one. Okay.
know. I just was like, Nikki, you didn't hit something for somebody somewhere in the audience.
She didn't say what she said.
We gonna move on.
Okay. I mean, la 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 la
La,
la.
la, la,
Hey.
do, do, do. Okay.
Okay. It was good. But I can't even do the high note, but you know.
That part.
Because
Yeah.
it's like, we had this conversation before, Nikki. We are not in competition.
No.
We're not in competition.
No.
We is together. Let's
No.
go together.
Oh, wait a minute though. Hold on. This goes back to what we just talked about in friendships. You growing as my wife, if I'm your husband and you're growing, maybe that light in your growth is shining a light on something in me. Now, God, I ain't told you, wife, that God been talking to me about doing X, Y, and Z and getting, and I've been disobedient because I ain't even want to do all that. So now you doing, and it's shining a light on that, and it's agitating me. So I'm not gonna support you in doing. I'm not gonna support you in blah blah blah. Because not only will you outgrow me, but you're showing me up.
You're showing me up.
Excuse me, because this ain't no competition. But do you know that I've seen that though?
But I have, but you know what be, but devil, you're not gonna get the glory. You're not gonna get the glory, devil. You're not, because God's gonna get the glory out of my marriage and the marriages that hear this. What I'm about to say.
Oh, come on.
Period.
Come on.
When you notice that your spouse is out, you're like, you know what? I wanted to do that too. Can we do it together?
Oh,
Bad. Let's go.
Oh,
let's go.
Oh,
that's more beautiful than this competition.
Ever dream? That was good. She shoots. She scores. Now, you know that's a thing right there. That would be so fly to see two married couples. I mean, not two married couples. Two people married go to school together.
Come on.
Because one of them was afraid to tell the other one that they wanted to go, and they bring it up one day, and they like, I've been wanting to go. We should go together. See, because the enemy would try to come in that little crack. He would try to.
And do you know how many marriages break up about for this?
I do. Yes,
it's like a lot of them.
It's
and I'm like, what you competing for?
Yeah,
well, that's not what we'd agree for. Are you really mad because that's not what y'all agreed with in the beginning? Are you mad because they're succeeding and it's looking like they might not need you? Is that what it is? Because I hope it's not.
Or wait a minute. Or wait a minute. Do you like being the one in a relationship that make the most money? Because when you make the most money, you get to make all the decisions, huh?
Nikki!
Huh?
Get off of it! Huh? Get off of it!
Sheesh! Okay. All right. We felt that in our shanana.
Hello. Okay. We went there.
You didn't break out into Candy Rain. Okay. Girl, I done knocked the camera down. My bad.
You good? I can still see you good.
In my fur. It was in my
fur. So I wanted to give us a light because we have a lot of relationship questions this podcast. So I want to give us a light conversation. Hello.
Yes, Kim.
Come on, Kim. But I wanted to give us a little lighter but funny, could be funny and frustrating at the same time, is what are your pet peeves in home? Like when you have company over and you be looking twice as bad when they do certain stuff, you're like, why'd you
Ooh.
Well, I wanted to know if you can put it in the chat on YouTube and Facebook. And if you're watching this on a replay, just put it in the chat or put it in the comments. What are your pet peeves at home, at your residence, where you sleep and cuddle? What's your pet peeves?
Oh, she say sleep and cuddle. I ain't
Oh.
cuddling. Okay.
Okay.
Because I got a lot. So how about you do one, I do one, you do one, I do one. Because I
Bet.
talk.
Bet.
Cool. They're gonna sound petty to you, but she asked me about mine, so whatever. My bar stools, Sarah, you've seen them.
Oh yeah.
So you can spin on them.
Right.
It is a huge irk to my good nerves when a grown person sit on my bar stools, wee, and they just wee, and they just. They're not meant to swivel for you to play on. They're meant to swivel to make getting on and off easier. But girl, that irks all of my good nerves when I see grown people on my bar stool like they are on a merry-go-round and literally enjoying themselves. Oh, that all my nerves be irked. That irks. It does. And I tell people when you get spun off and you go flying somewhere, don't come at me.
Don't come for me. Don't come for me.
They're gonna come loose. If you keep doing that, you're not going to sue me and get anything.
Don't come for me.
That part. That part.
I know that.
Okay, go ahead. What's one of yours?
You putting your feet with your shoes on my sofa or on my side tables. With your shoes, your tinted shoes. I didn't say socks, but your tinted shoes.
I don't even understand that type of logic. In somebody else's house.
I be like this the whole time. Like, if you don't move your feet, girl, I'm insulted. Like it just happened. Right. Okay.
Okay.
That's my top one.
Slamming my microwave door.
I did that. She was like, Sierra?
Oh, let me tell you, I don't know what Sierra was feeling good in. Boom. I said, Sierra, is you mad at it?
Yes.
Did it do something to you? Like, we need to go sit down for some counseling. But you know what? Everybody using my microwave does that. So I think that people just used to doing it at home. But I'm like, that don't offend you when it make that much noise? Does it require that much? You put a lot of scrumping behind that push. That was a lie. That was a lie.
That was a lie. That was a lie.
Sarah say, my bad. Was that loud?
My next one is people is people that don't like to use coasters. I have them. If you come to my house, I have coasters everywhere. You don't put wet, moist stuff on wood. You just don't do it.
You don't.
If you have countertop, okay, but on the wood, put a coaster or a placemat or something, or a napkin or something.
What was you raised?
Underneath your sweaty cup. Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, speaking of that, I'm in my living room this morning, and I just happened to put my hand, my entertainment center.
Yes.
My hand on it, I said, it was sticky. What is that?
Ooh, jeez.
Last time someone was here and they put a drink there, must have spilled something and it dried.
Right.
About when I went to clean it up, it took a little of the stain because I have that that pewter.
Right.
How about it took some of that off? Now I said, you know what? It's on me because I should have gone through there. I didn't see it though. I should have gone through that. I said, but see, you got them coasters. Just start putting them back out again. Something. I'm like, but when you wasted it, you didn't think to
wipe it up.
Yeah. So I'm with you on the coasters. I'm with you on them coasters. Let's talk about the toilet paper.
What about the toilet paper?
I live alone. Okay. I like my toilet paper under, not over.
Oh.
Just because you like it over, don't go in my bathroom and switch it while you on that toilet to how you like it. Make that make sense to me. Oh, that makes me out sweat. I tell you how many times I've gone into my bathroom on clean day and been like, no, who done gave me here? Put it over.
Oh God.
It's so making us talk about this
That
here.
was so funny.
The last time I went there and cleaned my guest bathroom, I said, well, okay. Somebody said, no, it goes over, not under, because they switched my toilet. That was you. My God. See?
Because I had changed it. We had finished
Why
it.
you laughing so hard? That was you.
We finished the roll, so I put another roll on. I just put it on.
No, then that wasn't you. That wasn't
Oh, okay. It wasn't me. Okay. I just put another one on there.
found out who did it. No, it wasn't you. What's your next one?
People who leave their mess where they sat, they ain't gonna put it in the trash.
Oh,
Like that's your mess. Go put it in the trash. It's a trash can, right? You didn't, to go to the bathroom, you gotta pass. From in my house, you gotta pass trash can to go to the bathroom. But just go and put it in there. Just saying. We all responsible adults. Okay, I'm off.
It's the aggravation. I don't get that. See, when they do that and they're going back into the kitchen, you're going back in there for something. Your trash needs to accompany you. I'm not getting that. What?
Let it go with you. It's not like it's a mile away at that. Okay, I'm gonna shut up.
No, okay, I guess we should wrap it up because I could go on all day. I'm just trying to see how to say this one.
Oh no, this one bad.
So let's say the paper towel roll. You have that's one. Can you not just go into my bathroom cabinet and get you a brand new one and put it out? Can you ask me first? Because I feel like you invade my privacy when you do that. Now, if you like spending the night with me, or like we tight, like we've known each other for years, you pretty much know what all my stuff is anyway. Go ahead and handle that. But you just went up in there and found you something. I don't know why. That feels like an invasion of privacy. Because I'm not a stingy person. You're welcome to what's here.
Right.
But once it's behind a closed door, ask me first. What if I'm hiding something? You done found it. I'm just saying. Okay, I don't know why. It's a pet peeve of mine. Go ahead, see. What's your last one?
Oh, my last one. I think I said all of them. Oh.
Oh, man. We coming to y'all responses in a minute. Y'all crazy. Go ahead.
You just come and you go through all my cabinets.
That's what go ahead.
And that's what you're saying?
Yeah.
And then you go through my refrigerator and then like you don't ask, like, hey, can I find something? You just find your way, you know? And like, wait, since you said that one, I got one more. Don't use my decorative towels to dry your hands.
Oh, listen.
It's decorative for a reason.
Sierra.
The one that you gonna use, the one that I want you to use is over there. Let me tell you a story real quick. Somebody had came to my house. We had a party. This was years ago. And they got a little liberated. And I thought to just pull the decorative towel and hold it underneath their mouth to catch
what?
I said, did you just? Yeah.
Made you stop for a minute and want to I want to throw it away. Man.
They was up there for, okay.
Okay. said that one. What about when they dry off with it or bathe with it?
Stop it. Stop it.
My question is, now you didn't think them pretty initials, my initials, you didn't think the flower print? I literally stopped putting decorative towels in the guest bathroom. You notice that?
Notice that?
On that rack, I don't put, but I will set out all the towels for you to use while you're here. They enough for your use and pleasure. But I stopped putting decorative towels up because I don't understand. It's a cabinet full of towels. I told you where they were. I look up and the decorative ones are on the floor wet. You washed and you dry.
I cannot. Nikki!
I was confused. Cause see, what do I do when you come?
They're right there.
It's a whole
Yeah.
they look pretty on the counter.
On the counter.
Throw some towels.
Yeah.
But if they run out, they're in the cabinet.
Hey.
Baby, that person used the decorative towels. And the ones that I had set out was still on the counter.
Dry. Just dry as powerhouse.
They was just and still folded pretty.
It's still really pretty.
I don't understand.
I thought those were the decorative because they was felt so pretty. Really? Okay.
We got a lot of pet peeves together. Let's hit these. Leaving the toilet seat up.
Facts on facts on facts.
Man, that goes to y'all because y'all, I don't understand that. Put that thing down. You laughing at me, Kim? Leaving my sinks dirty and not washing dishes behind yourself. I'm okay with nobody washing dishes. I'd rather do that myself. But if you spit in the bathroom sink, take a moment and rinse that down. You got to say that to grown people too, though. Isn't that something? I got to tell somebody grown to wash they mouth spit down. Okay. Oh, Queen Pie is old school. Get up off them beds. Get
Get
up.
out the bed. Get out the bed.
Off the bed. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Give me a second. You want to read that one? See?
Don't sit there and act like you didn't just drop food on the floor and at least try to get it up. That's what I'm saying. At least try. At least try. Hey, Sierra, I had dropped something. You got some wipes or some spray I can respect my house.
And what Martin say?
Respect it. Don't also assume I will clean up behind you, particularly if living with us. I will sit up until midnight to make we clean my kitchen.
James on kitchen duty like a mother.
You don't play in that kitchen. Stop playing.
James said they got number time.
Stop playing. Stop playing with me. You particular.
Very. They call me picky. Whatever. I mean,
you are a peculiar person, huh?
Huh?
You are a peculiar person.
What? Hey.
A chosen.
When I used to let stuff slide back in the day,
hey.
I tell you, in the end, you end up replacing so much stuff because people don't care about your things. They not like you do. Not like you do. And then too, if they got ways at home different from yours, what's wrong with them doing what they doing, right? They do it at home. Now this right here made me holler earlier. So she gonna come to my house. She gonna swivel on the stool, put her drink on the table, and put the toilet paper over and see if I'm invited back. You know what? Ooh, girl, God gonna have to deal with me hard on inviting you back. I'm playing. But she'll tell you. I'll talk to you about it.
Yeah, real sweet. Like, honey, please spray and flush twice if necessary. Yes, ma'am.
2 times.
2 times. And if you so kindly disinfect the toilet seat, I'm just saying.
Get your drip
right there.
Get your
The
drip.
wipes are right there. Well, last thing, if you're going to kick your shoes off, make sure them foot ain't just saying.
He said, I don't want to know it. I don't want to know it. I don't want to know that. I don't want to know it. Have y'all had guests lately? Because, baby, They can only sit. First of all, we have a great time in my house.
We do.
We have a great time when people come spend the night with me, come over and visit. But at some point, it's just like when you go to anybody's, well, no, I'm going to say it like I used to say it. If you get invited to your pastor's house, I don't care what your pastor rule is, you're going to try your hardest to obey them rules because that's your pastor. All I'm asking is don't slam a microwave door. Sierra say just don't put your nasty shoes on the couch. I mean, it's basic stuff.
It's basic.
Just saying. Hey, sissy. Hey, Evangelist Shaida, she chiming in from Pakistan. I'm sorry, Nikki. You gotta wash your mess. You and eight. No, I understand what you're saying, but I like to clean up my own kitchen.
She does.
To be clean a certain way. And it's being in there behind you saying, can you rewipe that? No, I do it myself. Plus, you guess. I done said, let me go wash the dishes. Now, if you in there raving, ranting at 12 midnight, we all knocked out. Well, no, we ain't never sleep that early. But you in there overnight and you done just killed the kitchen, that's on you. That's on you. Go ahead, see what you want to say.
I was gonna say, but if they wash your dishes, but they don't wash like you wash it, and you have residue left on your plates, you're gonna be mad.
And sometimes people leave grease on the plastic ones. A lot of people don't see. I had to grow up where you clean the entire kitchen. That includes wiping everything down. Some people don't do all that, and they leave all them bubbles in the sink, all that food residue. Oh no, I got it. I'll bring my own paper plate. Queen Pie, you gonna get up all the people today. You are hilarious. Jane, she bringing the Tupperware because she ain't doing you in them dishes. All righty, family. What generational curse do you want to break? When it comes to breaking family patterns and cycles and things that you've seen generationally throughout your family and bloodline, what are some of the things that you want to change? And you don't want to just change it for yourself. You want to change the game for future generations, for your children going forward. What would some of those things be? How would you rewrite your family legacy? So, Sierra, what would be some things, darling?
My first thing would be a poverty mindset. Having multiple streams of income, understanding finances at a young age, very young. Like right after you learn how to add 1 + 1, you need to be learning financial literacy. Very young. Also, obesity. We want to be healthier. We want to live longer. We got to be a little bit healthy. We got to be healthier. It is what it is. That would be the second one. And the third one is, I don't know how to say, I was trying to think of one word to say this, but I don't think I can think of this one word. I would say, know your worth. Like, understand you are worthy of someone appreciating you. You are worthy of, don't belittle yourself to feel that you have to be accepted. But understand that you are worthy just the way God made you.
Yeah.
I think that's very important. And that's one of the things that I think as Christians in a whole, sometimes we think humility is dumbing down ourselves, when actuality, God didn't ask us to do that. Be humble because you know who I am in you, right? Which means you don't have to fight every battle. Which means God has the last say, right? So taking that word humility and actually living it differently would be my third one. But that's it. Yeah.
I love that.
That's it.
Go ahead. What you say?
So what about you?
Changing the poverty mindset and all the things that entails. Letting go of the mindset that as long as you work in a job, that is okay. I'm not saying that working is not okay, but starting with our children young, with putting ambition for more, because you don't have to just work the job. You can own the business, right? Another one would be immediate financial literacy and learning about credit, what it really is and the power of it. Teaching, sorry about that noise if y'all can hear that. teaching teaching about financial literacy in a way, and maybe this is not something that can be taught if you don't know it, but you can take the children to where they can learn it. And that's, like for instance, sometimes we might do payday loans or title loans, right? You go down to the loan offices and get loans. Instead of that, maybe finding a way to teach, teaching how to save and what happens when you get these loans, and what that payback really means, and how much you really get in charge of interest. Like, there are so many things financially. Really understanding credit is super, super important. I wish I would have known when I was raising my children that you can actually put your kids on your credit cards, or increasing your credit score, you're increasing theirs. I know a couple that when their children left home, they had 800 credit scores because they put their children on their credit cards. They made sure they didn't mess up their credit and their name by their financial choices. On the other hand, you got people that have put the certain things in their kids' name, and you're messing up their credit because you go get that turned off or you don't pay that bill. That just messed up their social security numbers credit. On this side, they put their kids on it to keep them financially responsible. So when they left home with 800 credit scores. Y'all chime in what some generational curses are that you want to break. Another one would be not settling. Not settling. I do believe generationally we all were in survival mode, and making sure you had a job to pay some bills or the bills. That was the goal. Somewhere up in there, it became a mindset of settling. As long as you got so and so, then you're good, and that's not necessarily the truth. Desiring more and going after more. Even sitting down as a family and talking about what are your goals for the year, creating vision boards and vision statements, and then supporting those things. If I can't see any further than I've gone, and I can't see further than that, I'm probably not going to encourage you to go much further, because I can only, you understand what I'm saying? And then the last one would be, I'm going to say it like this: learning that we are enough and loving ourselves is enough. You don't have to have somebody in your life just to say you're not by yourself. That comes with a lot of stuff. I'll stop there so we can go to the comments, and then I want you to say what, because I can tell something on your mind. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. I think nope. She just said this one earlier. She hates when people go to the bathroom.
Auntie, no, that's nasty. Did you wash your hands? Oh,
I know what you're talking about. I've seen it happen.
nasty it is.
I'm just leave it there. I've seen it happen.
Nasty.
And I, you know what? Do me a favor. It's some soap over there by the sink if you're gonna go in the kitchen, because I know I didn't hear that water. You came out of there quick. Yeah.
There's some soap.
Huh?
There's some soap right there. Go ahead and
I keep
count to 30. Count to 30 while you scrub. How about that?
Man.
Sing the happy birthday song. Little nasty. Little nasty booties.
Oh, breaking the curse of the fear of rejection. That branches out into so many issues. And then breaking the curse of fear, period. I wouldn't do that if I was you. I wouldn't do that. I know somebody out of their own fear from their mama. Their mama was afraid to do X, Y, and Z, and talk them out of doing it, out of going to college, out of even leaving the city, because he was afraid to do it. Okay, go ahead.
If I could rewrite my family legacy, first, we would have not been introduced to alcohol because it killed my dad and my uncle, his brother. Second, like Sierra Pleasant, healthy eating would not have been frowned upon. Lastly, education would have been valued much better than it was, so that opportunities would have been more universal.
Oh, wow.
The more you know, as you grow,
Wow.
try to change that thing up.
I love that.
Yeah.
Go ahead, see. Did you have some more?
The fear when you said that, that's what I was trying to say. The fear of the unknown, not being just not being afraid. Like the fear is something it's almost debilitating. It leaves you unable to move forward or think that you can, or we have God on our side. Do
Mhm.
anything. If it's in His will for you to do it, you can do it. But we're not taught that, and I think as a people, the chocolate diaspora, if you will, in America, we really have to promote that in our kids, to let them know they can be whatever they want to be, and
Mm.
strive for the best and live in the best. Um, of course, still be humble, still be ambitious, but have a balance in life and understanding the value of a dollar, the value of, like you said, credit, but also know that you are valued above all of those things, and not be afraid to strive for what you really, really desire in life.
And that deserve more and better. We don't have to keep taking what we took. And just because
Oh,
everyone else did it don't mean we have to do it.
that
And
part.
because just because you stayed in a marriage that was not healthy, don't encourage the next generation to do the same. Stop telling our daughters, well, at least he work, but it's okay that he going upside your head. Well, at least he come home and bring you his check. Okay, but he come home because he been out there in the streets all the time. You know,
Mhm.
so many things that we settle for, and we don't realize we're teaching the okays and the not okays of the do,
Mhm.
and passing it along. Getting excited when somebody get pregnant so they can go get on food stamps. What? I'm not saying don't be happy you got another baby coming in the family, but food stamps is the first step. What we doing? I've seen it happen. We have to we gotta want more. We really do. We have to want more
And
for,
that just,
for our families.
yes.
And I mean, if you friend, you family, we gotta want more for each other. Go
Most
ahead.
definitely. I was gonna say the jealousy spirit that has to die for
Yeah,
us to really come together as a people.
yeah.
That spirit has. Well, you didn't get it.
Because we will do that in our families. She thinks she was so and so because she don't went to school. She thinks
Hello.
she so because she got that new house and stuff now. We'll do that.
Very
We
easy.
make it wrong for why do black people feel like success is wrong?
Mhm.
Done a certain way. Okay, it's okay if I stunt, if I'm out there buying all this unnecessarily expensive stuff. But what if I take it and I invest it because I'm investing it? I can have these homes and I can go on these vacations. We'll talk about that. Like why success? It's but so you it's better if we all struggling.
That makes us stronger as a people. No, no,
It's better if we all waiting on our stamps to hit.
no.
You know what I'm saying?
That life.
And,
You don't got to
and
do
then
that life.
shout
You
out,
don't have to.
I'm not saying that. I'm making a point. But go ahead.
I say it's just it's just it's unnecessary at this point in our lives, and we have to understand as a people that we got to do better. We
Yeah.
just got to. Oh, the spirit of perversion.
Mm,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, Tasha.
Mm. Oh, and that's another. Oh, Tasha, that's another thing, y'all. I would break, and I'm not saying this is in my family. I would break this off all of our families. Um, it should not be generation after generation after generation of molestation and
Mm-hmm.
rape and incest going on in families,
Mm-hmm.
and so and so doing it to you and teaching you not to say anything.
Mm-hmm.
Don't, and because you don't talk about it, it ends up happening to your child, and they don't talk about it, and it happens to their. That should not be. It should not be. And because we do this, what going on in this house should stay in this house type thing. And y'all know I hate that. Nobody's talking about it in the family. As huge as the family is, we ain't talking about it. So you don't even know that the cousins are going through it too.
Right.
Nobody said anything about that one particular person to stop them.
Right.
We're gonna so we're gonna move. We have more topic, and it would actually be one of your choosing. Do you want to do Black women, or how do you remain peaceful?
How do you remain peaceful? Let's do that one. How do you remain peaceful in a world that's full of chaos? I brought this question. Curse of secrecy. Yeah, it is. I brought this question up because last week in our podcast was the election day, and after election day, some people were excited and some people were very, very depressed and shocked. And so throughout all of that, the question that I kept coming to me was, how do I remain peaceful in a world full of chaos? Having to go into different people's homes as a home health therapist, I'm being put in environments that might make me feel, that make me feel uncomfortable. So how do I remain peaceful and still not live in fear, but live in peace? So I wanted to pose this question and gently talk about this in a way, because this week, and we don't know how the rest of this year gonna go, and next year we don't know, but how are we gonna remain peaceful in the midst of chaos? So what say you, QT family? Put in the chat. If you are watching this on replay, please put in the comments how you're remaining peaceful amongst everything that's going on in the world today.
Between this one and the one we're not going to have time to get to today, baby, you have to help me with the answer, because and then I got an answer that go real deep, and I'm not ready to go the real deep one. I'm still processing. A lot of prayer, and a lot of being real with myself and how I'm feeling. I have some emotions and feelings about things that, if I'm going to be honest with y'all, I've even been apprehensive to talk to God about, and that's not like me. I talk to God about everything. I'm apprehensive because I want to be particular with my words, right? And ultimately, I know God is in control no matter what, but the feelings is literally like a gamut, and it's a sea of emotions that's going on inside of me. But I do want to read this. This is what Trevor Noah said. He tearfully said this. If you truly want to learn about America, talk to Black women, because unlike everyone else, Black women can't afford to F around and find out. And Black people understand how hard it is when things go bad, especially in America. But any place where Black people exist, whether it's Brazil, whether it's in Africa, wherever it is, when things go bad, Black people know that it gets worse from there. I mean, it gets worse for them. Mm-hmm. But Black women particularly know what the word is. Genuinely, people always are shocked, and they're like, why do Black women feel the way that they do and get out and vote the way that they do? Why do they feel the way that they do in America? And it's because Black women know that if things do not go the way that it should, that they cannot afford to F around and find out. I ran across that and thought that was one of the best explanations of what some Black women are feeling right now. Because where another culture, I mean, you can chance to see what's going to happen. We like, ain't we? I'm choosing my words. God help me. So, it's a lot of prayer. It's a lot of prayer. I'm grateful that I do have one person that I can trust with my emotions, my feelings, and I don't have to feel like they're going to think I don't love God because I'm feeling this way, or that I
Right.
have faith in God because these are my real time emotions. And
Right.
I'm grateful that I've been able to share some things with them, but even in that, some things I haven't been able to share. Um, it's not the chaos that I'm trying to find peace in. It's the peace in my emotion, my sea of emotions right now, if that makes sense, right? So there's my answer.
You did so good, my friend. You
And
did
I
so
try,
good.
try not to. Amen.
Amen.
Pray.
You did so good. You did so good. Um, on point, that part. Yep. Should never know it. James says, first, by connecting to God, the God of peace. Second, surround yourself with a circle of peaceful saints. Lastly, protect your peace by not entertaining drama under any circumstances. I found this app that sounds like rain, protecting my serenity and peace while I sleep. Yes!
Know which one you're talking about too. Are you talking
Yes.
James? You talking about the Calm app? Tasha said she does it by trusting God. Yeah. Okay. So Sierra, what about you?
Um, for me, it is all of the things James said. Um, but when you're faced with it in your face, how do you, because it's one thing to just step into chaos and it's happening around you and you can be firm. But when it's coming directly at you, how do you still remain peaceful? And I had to do this several times last week. Um, and first, before I even went into anybody's home or interacted with anybody, I prayed
Yeah.
because I was like, God, give me the words to say what I need to say and how I
Yeah.
need to say it because I don't want to offend or I don't want to make anyone feel anything, but give me the words to say.
Yeah.
And to give me the temperament to know when to react and when not to.
Yeah.
And I chose a lot to not to react. But when I left the scene, I gave it all out to whoever, my
Mhm.
husband or my friend, to
Mhm.
express the frustration. I feel like to maintain peace, you should not withhold your emotions. You
Mhm.
should have a safe place that you feel secure where you can express yourself and get it out. Because if you don't get it out, it's just going to fester and build, and then kaboom, you're going to
Mhm.
have an explosion on the wrong person, on the wrong time of the day, in the wrong place. So for me, I think that's what I have, not think, that's what I've been doing in the midst of everything. And then that community is important. Being able to talk to someone in real time about how you feel is so important because we all want to have this beautiful painted picture, but we're human. We have emotions, we have feelings, and they're real. And one might be excitement and one might be depression, but they're all valid emotions. And allowing people to express themselves in a safe place um, helps you maintain your peace um, internally and externally.
Mhm.
So that would be my answer in this season because it's hard. It is very difficult, and when my heart aches and it aches for people that will be forgotten, the people that will be belittled, the people that have like my heart like aches for them. And
Mhm.
so um I'm like, God, help me be a solution to this equation
Mhm.
versus just be all in my emotions. And I
Mhm.
think that's where my mind is now, to get me not to be so frustrated and so angry versus be at peace and say, okay, what's next now? Because we never know how God sets up things for our good. We just don't know how it's going to happen, but we
Mhm.
have to trust Him. And I'm learning that I'm having to really, really practice that trust thing. Like you're not my daddy on earth. You my real daddy. Like you know me from the head all the way down to my toe. You know
Mhm.
everything about me, God. So I'm having to really trust him in my disbelief, in my unbelief, in my fear, in my anxiousness,
Yeah.
and give it to God and pick up his peace, his comfort, his love, his compassion for me, his kindness for me. That is really what's helping me maintain my peace in this season.
Yeah. So in my work as a housing commissioner, one of the first things I thought about was um,
Yeah.
was funding and the funding that we get to do what we do. And I talked to God about some of that. One of the things I said is, what happens? What happens? Because I know how much money comes in. I know how quickly it goes out. Millions of dollars goes quickly when it's thousands and hundreds of thousands of people to help. I thought about the immigrants and families being torn apart, or whole families. It was a lot. When I tell you, I am still processing. But even in my processing, I know that nobody is greater than God. And I remind myself of that constantly. Like that's on repeat in my head. Something the Holy Spirit told me when I was really in the thick of like, what, not what was, you trust in him and his words of what he say he gonna do more than you trust in me. And that was great conviction for me, because I said, yeah, that's what I was doing. I was going off of what I've seen from him before and what I've heard come out of his mouth, and was getting in a level of anxiousness and anxiety versus trusting that God got this. And so I began to declare this. Yes, God, we're going to go through this and not come out with even smelling like smoke. We're not going to be singed. We're not going to be burned. You're going to turn this for our good. I don't even think it's going to be the way we think it's going to be when you're done with it all. But that's something I have to keep doing, because those real-time moments happen.
Yeah.
You know, like, but I found myself saying this today. I'm going to end with this. I don't know if you all have seen the movie called The First Purge. Not the first one that came out, but it's called The First Purge. And that's the one where all the Black people, they had to figure out how to survive, because they really wanted to extinguish the poor folks, right? The ones who survived at the end said, so what happens now? And he says, now we fight. When that came to me today, I don't know, when I say what it did for me and how it lifted me, and I was like, okay, so now we got to figure out some things. How do we move going forward? And one of those ways is going to be keeping faith in God and constantly saying, okay, God, what's your will? What's your will in this? And just allowing him to usher me through, because Nikki's going to be real. I am not a puppet. I am a real woman that has real feelings and a heart that is flesh. And I don't just be concerned for me. I'm concerned for others. And so God keep walking me through that. We're going to hear comments and we're out.
In this season, God's showing us how much we trust him and know that he has a plan. Amen.
Thank you, Tasha.
I trust God. It's these folks out here. When I step out my house, I'm woosine all day. Deep breaths. There's a lot of deep breaths going on. Okay, oxygen and carbon dioxide. You deep breaths.
Say,
my mommy. Mama says, trust God and seek his peace and even joy. Make a conscious decision to worship him instead of dwelling on the confusion. Give praise for what is good, right, and peaceful. Love you, Mom.
and always, Mother Martha, you come in with that mama advice.
Yeah.
So rich and creamy, like some good cream cheese icing on a red velvet cake. Y'all like the way I did that?
I love it. Because you all love red velvet.
Mm-hmm. QT fam, if you have enjoyed today's episode, please drop some hearts and some crowns down in the comment and help us out by sharing. If you have not done so, please share this. Go ahead and put it at the top of your page. Put some hearts up there in the description. Put some crowns. Put something that you got out of today so other people will want to tap into the conversation as well. Please be sure to follow us on all social media platforms at the Queens Takeover Podcast. Y'all know we love to end the show with talking about how we are going to grow in this next week. So, tell us how you plan on growing. What are you going to do to grow this week? I want to remind you all that we have 4 episodes left before our 100th episode. So excited about that. Oh my God, 100th episode. That is huge. That is huge.
That
The
is
last
huge.
thing I want to remind you all about before we go to that is next week we're having another Queens and Kings Court. We are looking for you. We want you to join us, be our guest. We already have one king that has chimed in who will be joining us. We want to get as many of you all as possible. If you are interested in being on the Queens and Kings Court, it'll be the same time next week, 7 p.m. Central. Please drop us a DM and let us know. Or if you know someone who will be great on the show, please send us their information or send them ours and let's connect so we can get them on the show. Sierra, how
Yeah.
will you grow this week?
I will grow in joy this week. Um, I'm a joyful person on a regular day, but life life will happen. Things are happening, and I think the weight of everything can weigh on me at times, and so I'm choosing joy every day and finding ways to feel joyful. Of course, joy comes from the one above, but it's within us too, right? And
Oh,
so I'm gonna grow in that this week and not dwell on everything else, but dwell on the joy of the Lord because it
I,
is my strength.
I
It's
love that last part again.
because the joy of the Lord is my strength.
That part.
Amen.
And thank y'all for all the hearts. We love you all so much. I'm going to declare this week. I'm going to keep declaring over all of us. And I'm going to focus on God's promises that are yes and amen. I'm going
Amen.
to focus on God's promises that he will never leave us nor forsake us. I'm going to focus on God's promise that he is greater than everything. Everything must bow.
Yes, Lord.
To declare that. That's how I'm going to be growing this week.
Amen.
James is going to stop rejecting change and progress. Powerful, sir. Powerful. He's going to stop rejecting it. I love that. Have you all been following Sierra on her Chosen to Move platform? Girlfriend on there boxing. Girl, when you turn around and kick that bag, I was hollering.
Nikki, I cannot.
I was
Oh,
hollering.
there she does.
Follow her on Chosen to Move on our platforms as
Yeah.
well. Miss Pleasant TV. And be sure to follow me at Dearly Becoming. If you all have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, Dearly Becoming, do so. I'm about to end season 1. So excited about that. I have a episode that's going to drop on Thursday. I did this phenomenal interview with this lady named Phyllis Ginsburg. Y'all, what you don't want to do is miss that episode, okay? It will be dropping on Thursday. All righty. Let's see. Someone left us a comment. You guys are awesome. Thanks for the topics. And thank you so much for joining. Thank you for all of your comments, Queen. I would love it, Kim, if you consider being on. Kim was on before and was amazing. I'm looking forward to my opportunity to return to the court with you, Queens. Is that a yes? Are you coming? Are you gonna be on Tuesday?
Can we get Tasha? Can Tasha come on?
Now, Tasha, I did tag you. I tagged you.
Tasha come on.
I tagged Tasha in the promo for it. Hoping she catch that hint. Gonna ask out loud. You ain't gotta whisper it.
Tasha, can you come on? Can you come on, please? We're sure on time. On Tuesday. Okay, I asked with sugar.
Let it. I mean, come on, Weenie, come on. Yeah, okay.
Come on in the room.
I'm just saying. All right. If you all know somebody again that you think would be great on Queens Takeover for next week, please let us know. We have an amazing time on the Queens and the Kings Court. We really, really do. So y'all chime in, let us know. Well, There's your answer.
Ah!
Thank you.
All
Thank
right,
you, baby.
baby. So we just need some men. Come on, man. Come
Well,
on
we have one
through.
that has said yes.
What we do? Okay.
Waiting on another yes. I don't know if James was saying he wanted to come back, but we need some more ladies too. So y'all come on. Join us. I mean, it's super simple and it doesn't hurt. The same way y'all chiming in on the comments, you're gonna be on camera. Both of them are gonna be on. So bet, got you.
Hey.
Alrighty, that is the end of our show. Sierra, I don't know about you, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. But I needed this table to break because it brought a laugh out of me. I needed everything. I needed everything tonight. So, what about you? Did you enjoy today?
I enjoyed tonight. I thank you guys so much for joining us. I thank you, my family, my friends, everybody that I haven't met yet. I thank you for joining. If you watching this on the replay, we love you guys. We thank you. Continue to share the podcast on all social medias, and we will see you guys next time. Before we leave, remember, don't let your crown hang to the side. Don't kick it around. Don't step on it. Pick up your crown. Put it on your head. Wear it proudly. Walk by faith if you want to. Catch it, get it, walk with it. And you got this. We love you. God loves you. We'll see y'all next time on the next podcast. Bye.
Love y'all. Stay up. Stay prayerful, and we love y'all. That good.